Hello and welcome back to Behind the Brown with Buff Browz. Today we're joined by Bridie from Bridie Browz in Sheffield.
Ellie just stopped dancing because I thought that is literally serving me no purpose. And she was like, can you do them again? And I said, no, like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing them again. And she was like, had money in her hand and she was like throwing the money at me. She was like, I will pay you, I'll pay you. I sort of got sold a dream, you know, and you're like, you're going to have this and you're going to have this. And I thought that's where my business is going to like thrive.
Yeah.
You know, like the customer's always right. They're not, they're literally not.
I feel like we've not really caught up about like your like journey into the brow world ever.
No, I don't think you do know anything about that.
No, which is why we're going to dive in.
Perfect.
How did you get yourself into the beauty industry? Like, did you know that you always wanted to work in beauty, or did you just fall into it? Oh, really?
Not at all. Like, I wouldn't say I was ever like, you know, like as a kid when you like want to be a hairdresser. And like, no, I was opposite to that. My whole life, I wanted to be a dancer. And like, well, I thought I was going to be a dancer. I danced like very seriously. So yeah, well, the plan was to go to dance college. I left school, went to sixth form, did dance, applied for dance college, didn't get in to the one I wanted, and I was like really stupid. I wanted to move to London actually to do it. Literally applied for like one dance college because I really wanted to go to that one.
Which one was it?
Erdang.
Okay.
And yeah, I just didn't get in. So I had like a gap year, if you would say.
Yeah.
And I got a job at a brow salon in Sheffield as a receptionist because I really didn't want to like get, you know, like a full-time job like at a call centre or something, because I thought I'm just going to end up getting stuck in like a corporate job that I really don't like, because I'll get used to the income. And so because I was at a receptionist at the salon, it was really quite chilled. Like, she let me leave early to go dancing. Like, I sort of kept both on, and I had this like really nice chill job. Absolutely loved being a receptionist. Like, would probably do that again. Like, obviously I'm not good at it, but I loved it. Like, it was so me, like being organised. And then I think, well, it was literally just a brow salon.
Right.
So everyone just did brows. So then I think naturally just watching people do it all day, I learnt so much. Like, I was helping out doing consultations, so I knew so much about the treatment. I just didn't physically do it.
Yes.
And then one of the girls who did brows there was leaving, and the manager sort of said, like, do you want us to send you on a PhD brows course? And I just thought, well, yeah, why not? Like, it was obviously paid for because I was going to be employed by them. So I did, and obviously going on the course, I was like one step ahead of everyone. Like, I weren't going in blind. I knew everything stuff, about, like, I was watching people do it every day. I knew what came first, what came second. I knew about the products. I did know a lot, so I probably did like have a good upper hand of being like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. And then, I was just super, super lucky because I was employed at a salon full of clients. Yeah,
so you've not got that worry.
I never had that, like, I need to build up clients, start from scratch. I was literally just got given clients. Did that for about a year, went and did lash lifting. I also did, like, dermaplaning, like, really random things. And then I decided to go self-employed, which was a bit difficult because I was employed and because they paid for training. It was a bit like, I was in sort of a contract. Right. But I ended up just going for it. One of my friends who worked there had done it prior, and I just sort of went for it. And everything is fine with like my old manager now and stuff. It wasn't like beefy or anything. It was fine. And I literally went self-employed, and luckily, like, most of my clients followed me. So when people ask me like, oh, how do you build up your clientele? Like, obviously now I know how to, because I've still had to build up a clientele. Yeah. But at the very beginning, I was very lucky where I was sort of given clients, and then obviously they stayed with me.
Yeah, you didn't have that struggle of like the one client a day or like one in the evening.
Yeah, and
you're
like not having anything to post, because then who's going to come to you? Because you've not. Yeah, and I do really like, I feel for people now who just go on a course and then like start doing it from home, and you've literally got to pluck clients out of nowhere, haven't you? Yeah,
and it's so hard when you think like everyone's got clients, like why are they going to move?
Why are they going to come to me? Yeah. And I do sort of forget, because I didn't have to go through that, I forget how hard it actually is. So I think obviously that's why people are always best like working in a salon. Straight away, but clients. It's just not quite as common now, is it, to be like employed?
And people want to be self-employed. Like the whole point of people doing like a brow course or a lash 100%. Course is that they want to be self-employed, like have their own time. Yeah,
like an employed job to do something like that. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's how I started, and obviously I've just never stopped since. I've slowly just stopped dancing because I thought that is literally serving me no purpose. I'm not going to be a dancer, clearly. I actually wasn't that bad at dancing. I'm sounding like I tried really hard to go to dance college and just failed miserably. But no, I did like do a little bit of dancing here and there. But yeah, I just sort of thought it's not serving me any purpose. Like, I'm wasting my time kind of thing. And just went fully into Browz.
What were the early days of building your brand like? How did you get to the Bridie Browz that you have today?
The Bridie Browz name sort of came from the old manager who owned the brow salon. So people called her Katie Browz, and when I was like her little receptionist, she used to call me like, oh, my Bridie Browz. This was before I even did brows.
Oh, okay.
And it just stuck. It's like, I'm so lucky because people always say to me in Sheffield, like, oh, you're so well known. And I think, well, yeah, because I've got the most annoying, catchy name ever. Like, you can't forget it, really. Yeah. So I think I'm really lucky with that. But I started in a really, really small salon. I think at the time I was literally just doing dermaplaning, like waxing and tinting, henna brows and lash lifts.
Yeah.
And then I quite quickly moved from... It was a tiny salon. It was literally just me and one other girl, just one box room, tiny toilet. I quickly moved from there to go to another salon that was just a bit bigger. And then that's when I got invited to go down to Scotland with Brow Jam to train in lamination.
Oh, fun.
And that's when everything sort of... Because then that's when I sort of discovered this like new style of microblading at Brow Jam.
Yes, because she does it so differently to everyone else, doesn't she?
And I was like so against microblading. I used to think, God, I will never train in that. Like, you know, just it had such a name for itself, didn't it? Like the old-fashioned tattooing style. And then when I went to Brow Jam and saw it, I was like, oh my God, I want to do that.
Yeah, like actually that's a bit more me, and it's like a bit 100%. More what you want for
and
your
I just
brand.
don't think I knew that it even existed in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it all sort of started. I just sort of kept moving to different salons because I needed like a bigger space, or I needed something different. And then obviously before opening my own.
I love that you've got your own salon.
Yeah,
it's so
really nice.
pretty.
It is lovely. It's so nice, and it's something I wanted for such a long time. I was actually like wanting to do it in lockdown, and thank God I didn't, because I don't know why. I think I must have thought it were going to be easy. I don't know, but
yeah, I think you see people on Instagram, don't you, with like these enormous salons, and you're like, I could do
and
that, and it's going to be easy.
Yeah, 100%. I think because you pay so much these days to like rent a space.
Yeah.
I think from a cost perspective, I just thought, well, I may as well just get my own salon because it's not going to be that much more expensive.
Yeah.
But it's so much more stress. And obviously.
And it's everything that goes with it. It's not just like the rent. It's then like, oh, you have like your water and your electric and your heating and everything else that goes with it.
Just buying like cleaning supplies and just so much. And God, like obviously in lockdown, I was literally like 21. Yeah. So I'm just really glad I didn't do it then. Obviously everything happens for a reason, but I wasn't ready. I still don't know if you'll ever be ready to do such a thing, but you sort of just wing it, and I am finally like a really comfortable position with having my own salon. Yeah,
and you know what you're doing now. Like you've got your good clients, you've got your good girls that you work with, 100%. And that kind of thing. I think that
makes a huge difference. Having like who you work with. I've got a lot of like family and friends, which lots of people are like, oh, that's probably not the best thing to have family and friends, but I just think, I don't know, I've got my mum and I've got my cousin, and I just think like it's almost like we do it together. I'm not really, I think I have like authority, but I'm not like anyone's boss, because at the end of the day they're self-employed.
Also, they're going to want it to do as well as you want it to do, because actually they've got that kind of investment in it, like 100%. Emotionally, especially as being part of your family.
Yeah, and they've got like the best interests, and I'm so like, I want to do things like together. I don't sort of want to take credit for things all the time. No. So it is nice. I'm actually really glad it's family and friends.
Yeah, makes
so much better. And I can then, if I am like mad at something, I can sort of say it like I would say to my friends, like, you're being messy, clean it up. Yeah. As opposed to like...
you can do it as a joke rather than like actually having to like take them into a room and be like, so...
yeah, literally.
Like, proper sit down. How do you find working like so closely with your clients and like working with people? Do you love it?
Working with clients, I don't know, I think because I just do it so much now, you don't even think about it, do you? And you've done it for that many years. I would say I'm quite easy to talk to like people and things like that. I wouldn't say I'm like particularly shy or find it like awkward speaking to people. But to be honest, probably starting off as a receptionist probably helps me with that.
Yeah, definitely confidence wise. Yeah,
I was like the first person customers spoke to. I obviously like answered the phone. I rang people. Like I said, I would help with like consultation, so I had a bit of knowledge. So I think I probably do not even think about that. I only have like regular clients now for like maintenance appointments. I don't take on anyone new. So that's amazing. I feel like...
Yeah, your regulars become your friends.
Oh my God, 100%. I don't even think... You don't even... Obviously, it's professional.
Yes,
but the way like you talk to them is just like, oh, are you all right? You don't have to do the hi, like, how are you?
Oh, yeah. Going on a nice holiday.
Yeah. Oh,
so
absolutely
boring.
Not. It's like, and that's probably what makes it so much easier. But with new clients, I think you just have to... be really like confident. Obviously you do get some very, very difficult people, but I think I do find it really hard, you know, when someone is rude and you know, like the customer's always right. I don't know if they're literally not. And I don't know if it's because I'm not in like a corporate world that I for some reason don't feel like I have to follow that rule.
Yeah, also it's like my time, like you're self-employed, 100%. You don't have a boss, like you'll run it how you want it to run.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be professional, of course, in a way, but equally like I'm just a human being. Like I want it to be a more natural, friendly approach in the first place. Yeah. So I'm not just going to let you speak to me like rubbish.
No.
If you're rude, I've sort of have this thing where like, oh, it's sort of we're on a bad foot now. Like,
I can't do this.
Like, yeah. But I think it's fine. I honestly don't even think about like clients. I think it's probably something that comes quite natural.
Have you had any like nightmare clients?
I honestly haven't had
too many.
Not, you know, like when someone, like Owen asked me that yesterday, and there wasn't like a initial person that like stuck in my head. You definitely get like the fussy clients and like people who are like overly asking questions, but that's also kind of like, well, fair, especially when I'm doing microblading.
Yes,
you are literally tattooing I'm tattooing your face. Yeah, I'd be sort of worried if you didn't have a million questions.
Yeah.
But no, I've not really had any like nightmare clients. I think nightmare is in, you know, when people are sort of asking you to do something that's just not possible. Yeah. Like they've got like 3 hairs and they come in and they're like, I love your brows, I'll have them like that. And it's like,
I don't think you will.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it's like, I'd rather say this in a nice way, but
you've got to just manage your expectations in that way, haven't you?
I think I turn away a lot of clients for microblading because if they've got like old pigment and I don't want to cover it up. And I did once have a lady who was so unbelievably rude. She was asking me to cover up, which I'd already tried to do. She was like a client's mum, and I said, look, on this occasion I'll help you out, I'll do everything I can to make them look better. And her skin was just really damaged, like loads of scar tissue, it was bleeding a lot, the pigment wasn't staying in. And she was like, can you do them again? And I said, no, like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing them again. And she was like, had money in her hand and she was like throwing the money at me. She was like, I'll pay you. And I'm thinking,
I don't even want the money.
I don't want the money, but surely, is that not a good thing? Like, I could genuinely take that money
and carry on doing
create more scar tissue on your face, make them look a mess, and then just be happy with like another £300. But I'm literally turning away the money. Like, it's for your benefit.
Yeah, like I'm not going to do it, and I wouldn't recommend like anyone else do it. Like,
because there is people, I'm sure that
100%
for money they'll do anything.
Oh my God, yeah, it's like I'm like not moral fillers, isn't it? Like people that like fill lips they don't need to, or like that kind of thing.
100%. And to be honest, it's not worth the money sometimes. Like,
no,
you know, once the amount of clients I've done, like when I'm at the beginning of my microblading journey, and I've thought, why did I say yes to this? Like, it's not even worth the money.
All the stress that goes into it when someone's not got the right skin.
Absolutely not. Like, that's something I've learned over the years. Like, if I'm not going to be comfortable, even with like the type of person that it is, you know, if someone who you just think, I'm just not going to be able to please you.
No.
I'd rather just not do it.
Yeah.
Because I won't sleep for the night before.
Or the night after.
Exactly.
It's permanent. Also, you just know you'd get a message to be like, 100%. Hi, I was just wondering. No, it's tattooed.
And you do always know. And I think I've learned over the years, like, if it's going to stress you out, just say no.
Yeah.
Because you will thank yourself.
Yeah, or you're sat there like doing the microblading, absolutely sweating.
Yeah, literally. And I'm like texting Megan in the sound, like, fuck, it's been really hard. And she's like peeking over, like, and I'm like, just keep your eyes closed for me, and I'm like,
you'll be fine. Yeah. Like shitting your pants.
Literally awful. And you always seem to like pull it out of the bag, and I think I always forget that. my idea of like perfect and a client's is so different. Because the only thing I will ever compare my work to is someone who's been doing it probably double the amount of time as me, or the people who trained me, which obviously are going to be better than me. That's why I went to them to train. And clients will be like, oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever seen. And obviously I'm happy with what I've done, but there might be like a tiny bit that's wrong. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like they're going to notice it straight away, and they're not.
Well, like you say bye to your client, like, bye, you're never coming back, and they could like rebook in, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, literally. I once had that with a girl who, she messaged me after a microblading, and this is the first time this had ever happened. She was like, I'm so upset, like I really don't like them. And I was like, what she was basically saying I knew was going to heal
how it was,
to be. So I said, like, please just give it a few weeks. Anyway, I didn't hear anything from her, and I was really stressed. And then it must have been like 3 months later, she just booked in online for a top up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I was thinking, well, it can't be that bad, or she won't be booking back in. And she actually came back and she was like, honestly, best thing I've ever done. Best thing. But she was like, I thought you could have told me. You could have literally texted me to tell me that. Like you've been my first and like only ever like bad complaint. And she did say it was like the way the aftercare cream was being put on her hairs was making them sit funny and making them look weird.
Right. Okay.
So it was literally just a case of letting them heal. And that was when I first thought, like, wow, this is going to be the first time I've had someone, like, really hate them.
Yeah, and then what did you do?
Yeah, and then what was I going to... And it was really sad. But I think I did just sort of forget about it. And then when she booked back in, I was so scared to see her.
Heart rate of 160 all morning.
And she ended up being probably one of the happiest clients I've ever had.
That's wild, isn't it? It's like,
do think,
just wait. Like, you'll be fine.
It's so
just
annoying.
wait.
But I do get it. Like, I had my lip blush done and... I literally texted, I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is my job. I'm being that client. But you know, when they're like scabbing and dark, and I was like, is this normal?
Yeah, help.
Like, I thought, how annoying am I? Like, this is what people do to me.
Yeah.
But, so I do get it. Like, it's hard when it's on your face, isn't it?
Especially when it's like tattooed. You're just like, oh my God. But you've just got to wait for that healing.
Yeah, 100%.
It's that horrible in between stage where you're like peeling and it's, not
100%. But it's fine. I'm sort of just like, I deal with that quite well.
Yeah.
And if people do complain, like, that's just life. Like,
they're going to complain whether you do right or do wrong.
I've done some bad microblading in my time, like, horrendous. But if I'd have never made them mistakes, I would have never sort of, like, got better. Yeah,
you've got to learn from them.
You have just got to learn. I think I say I'm quite good at that, but then also, like, I do really think about things, you know, if I've done something I'm not happy with, it will really, like, consume me. But when I did my microblading course, I met a girl on the course, and we actually went to, like, 6 months later, we went to do a masterclass together.
Nice.
Because we'd sort of stayed in touch, and I think in those 6 months I'd done, like, maybe 30 clients, and I was charging, like, £50 because I thought... the price reflects the result at the end of the day. So, like, if I'm charging you £50 and you're willing to pay that little, don't complain if it's a mess.
You're not allowed to, unfortunately.
Because I would feel more comfortable doing that. And then the other girl, she'd literally done, like, 3. And, like, a year later, anyway, she ended up just completely sacking microblading off. She obviously spent thousands. And it's because she was just too nervous to practice. Yeah. And you do just have to think, do you know what, like, I am going to make mistakes, but... You've just got to do it.
And people generally, like, I think if they're going in as a model and they're practicing and you're practicing, like, people are genuinely like, normally they're fine.
Because I wouldn't be a model.
No,
like,
no,
I'm not being a model for no
way.
one. Like,
not a chance. Unless I've got like Georgie hovering over them, like pretty much with her hand on the pen. There is no way.
100%. Like, when I ask for models for students and things, like, people will say, "Oh, I'll have it," and I always have to say, like, you do know it is a beginner like student who's doing it, but like you said, they're not paying enough, so people just don't care.
I feel like with waxing and tinting and hybrid and lamination, it's not normally as bad. Like, it is easier to be a model.
100%. And obviously, if they've got a trainer watching, they're not going to really let them make mistakes.
Yeah.
But obviously with like when I was doing microblading, it was what I did was do like case studies on my own, so I was literally just...
And you can't have someone watching over you the whole time, because you're not always going to have that.
So
they do just throw you in the deep end, don't they?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I'm still learning so much now. I'm probably
How long have you been doing it?
4 years now.
What, microblading?
Microblading for 4 years now.
Yeah, and you're still learning, like...
100%.
It takes time, doesn't it?
I'm so bad at, like, not feeling like I'm good enough yet, but then I am bad for comparing myself, but equally, like, that's a good thing. Like, you have to compare yourself.
And I think everyone does. Like, everyone looks at Instagram is like, oh, I'm not as good as them. 100%. But then you look at them and they've been doing it for, like, whatever, 10 years.
Exactly. And people don't post the bad ones.
No.
I'm sure everybody goes through it.
That's such a big thing that you have to remember. Like, not everyone's posting all of the
Every
clients they're
single one
doing,
that
because
they
like
do.
sometimes you look at a client, even like Ellite Techs now go to me, like I looked at a client and thought, well, that's shit.
Yeah,
Bye, have a
absolutely.
good day.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you are just human.
Yeah.
And like what I was saying earlier, it might feel shit to you, but it's not to the client.
No.
It's because we are looking at like someone above us who's done something perfectly, and we want ourselves to look like that. 100%. And I'm sure they're also looking at someone else. And
exactly, they're always going to compare yourself to people.
100%.
Do you find working with clients super rewarding? I think especially doing microblading, like you end up changing people's lives.
Yeah, 100%.
Is there like a client that stuck with you?
Yeah, I had a lady not that long ago actually who was like in tears afterwards, and she'd like lost all her brow hair, and she was saying like it was really getting her down, like having to draw them on every day. And I think I always say to people when they're having microblading, I always said, I'd rather you walk away feeling underwhelmed than overwhelmed. Like, I'd almost rather you think they're just a bit too, like, it's not enough.
A bit natural, yeah.
Because we can always make them more, especially when you're going from nothing to a brow. But then I think people just feel overwhelmed, but often like with happiness. And I think then they actually feel like, wow, I didn't realise it was actually going to look that natural. Yeah. But yeah, it's massive. I think you do take your brows for granted.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. Like, you really do. And it's not just like the older generation that have no brows. Like, there's young girls who... I actually did a really young girl. This is something that really sticks out to me. She had... sort of an anxiety disorder where she pulled out her brow hairs. Yeah. She like was really bad. She was not even going to school. Like, she was really suffering. She was only 14, and she had a note from her doctor to say that this is what we recommend best for her to have microblading. Yeah. And obviously I had to get the doctor's notes, and I got all the documents from her doctors, her mum came with her, of course. Yeah. And that was amazing because she was so young. Yeah. And you are just used to doing the big transformations on like ladies over 60 who've just lost their hair over plucked them over the years. But to do it on a young girl, I just couldn't stop thinking about like how she must have felt at school, and like getting picked on for that, and
especially when like being a girl herself, like you look at everyone else and you're like, I want to be like, exactly, I want to be like her and like that, and like she just can't.
100%. Like, that was one of the most rewarding things ever, and they'd actually travelled quite far to come to me. They'd travelled like nearly 2 hours to come for the appointment, so that was really nice as well.
That's so special.
Yeah, so nice. And I think
I really cry about that for weeks.
Yeah, I just enjoyed like being with a young girl as well, and doing it for her, and I've like really tried to make her feel as comfortable as possible. Yeah. And I think she did. Like, her mum said that she was obviously shy. Yeah. But she was probably my easiest client. Like, she weren't moaning about pain or anything. She was literally just like, she was fine.
So also she's like, I'm going to benefit from this.
Yeah, so 100%. Like... But yeah, that was really nice.
I love her. That is such a nice little story.
So nice.
How do you, in the industry, I feel like obviously it's so competitive. Yeah. And like obviously comparing, do you feel like you ever have to protect your own energy, or do you think like actually you're quite settled where you are?
I have days where I'm
really
like I am settled, and I think I have got quite a good name for myself now where I'm from in Sheffield. Yeah. Not sure if it is because it's catchy or if it is because I'm really good.
You are good. You are good.
Yeah, I think I have built up quite a good reputation, and not only like the results, but like all my reviews and stuff. A lot of them do speak about like how friendly we are at the salon and how nice of an atmosphere it is. But I think it's hard to keep up with Instagram. I think the social media side is the only bit where I feel I struggle with comparing myself, probably. I would probably say that's the hardest bit. And I've always come from a salon background where we're very like back to back maintenance, you're in and out. Like I have some days where if I've got no microblading and I'm all maintenance appointments, I've had days where I've done 25 clients in one day. Yeah. And I'm not putting concealer under the brow and doing a reel and taking like a gorgeous picture.
No, I've not got time.
And I'm not mapping every single, because often I don't think you don't have to map out when it's maintenance, because I've been doing it for that long, they're growing exactly the same. But yeah, I think the social media side, it's hard not to compare yourself, I think.
Yeah, and it's overwhelming when you see people
100%.
posting stuff all the time. They've got reels, they've got photos, they've got stories, they've got product recommendations, they're making TikToks, and you're like, I've taken not one photo today.
Absolutely. And just like the aesthetic side of things, and sometimes I do think like that's not what's ever been like important to me with doing brows. Like I've not got like the most aesthetic, I mean the salon's lovely, but
oh my god, it's so aesthetic. It's stunning,
but not sort of like the brow itself. You know how people do like a brow mask and it's like this really luxurious
like spa vibes.
People do have like luxury brows that they charge like £10 extra, and I've definitely never sort of done it like that. I think it's more just, we are like more maintenance and still obviously amazing results, but we definitely have like, we have really quite low prices or good prices for the area, but we just do our best with social media and stuff like that.
Oh my god, it's the worst, but isn't it?
Hard to compare.
Do you think there's ever been any mistakes that you've made or something that you go back on and you think that you like really learned from to build Bridie Browz into what it is today?
I feel like, I wouldn't say I've definitely made mistakes physically, like with clients and things.
Yeah.
Probably one of the salons I worked at, I would probably say it was a mistake.
Really?
Yeah. I moved to a salon that was, the people who owned it was quite big on social media, and because I was quite new to being self-employed, I thought, oh, that's such a good idea, get my name out there, like sort of off the back of their like business and their name. I don't know, it's really hard to say because I'd hate for them to think I think that their like time was a mistake, but it would just sort of, I sort of got sold a dream, you know, and you're like, you're going to have this and you're going to have this, and I thought that's where my business is going to like thrive.
I'm going to be just like them.
Yeah, and it wasn't really. It was just chaos, and I think I probably, and that it was after that I wanted to open my own salon, but I sort of needed to get out of there so badly. I didn't have time to open my own salon. I ended up going to another salon and renting a space there and then staying there for like 3 years. And I think maybe I would have been a bit more sort of picky about where I worked and things like that. However, I don't honestly feel like it's been detrimental to my business. I am only 26 and I think I'm quite a good place where I'm at now. So I don't think I probably would have been any further.
No, it's all happened for like good reason. Yeah, it's got you to where you are now.
Yeah, 100%. But in terms of mistakes, I feel like nothing's sticking out to me. No,
that's good.
Not that everything's been perfect.
No, but it never
nothing's sticking out to me as, I think I've sort of took everything at a good pace.
Yeah. Is there any advice you'd give to someone who's just starting out in the beauty industry, who wants to get into brows or wants to get into microblading, that you think you would, like, you wish you'd known before you started?
I actually get this asked so much. Like, people do message me a lot, like asking about like starting up and things. I think nowadays social media like means absolutely everything, and I always say to people, even if you've got like 3 posts on your Instagram, but you've got a very professional logo, everything looks professional, like you do it properly from the start, and understandably that might be a bit of an extra cost if you're wanting to sort of pay someone to help with social media. But I think, gosh, like my logo, my first ever Bridie Browz logo is awful. It's literally like Microsoft Word text, and I'd cropped a picture from Google of like a brow, and it had like a white box around it. Like, it was awful. And that was like my profile picture for ages, and it obviously probably wasn't as important back then. But I think now the best advice is like just be very professional from the beginning, and don't just post stuff for the sake of it. Like, really take your time with everything, and just try your best to surround yourself with other brow artists, like whether that be in a salon or like even asking like advice off someone. Go on like lots of extra training, just try and sort of get yourself in the industry, build
yourself in the community. Like, it's 100%. Such a big thing.
Oh my god, yeah, huge.
Do you think that younger Bridie would be happy with where you are now, or like proud of where you are now? Do you think even though it's like not necessarily the journey that you were like you wanted?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that's so true. Like, I never saw my life being this, but equally like everything, like my favourite quote ever is like, remember when you wanted like what you have now. And like that is so true. I'm so bad for like always wanting the next thing and like always thinking something's not good enough. But I remember like years ago when I'd started doing brows, like thinking, gosh, I'd love to have like my own salon. And now I've got my own salon, and now I want a bigger salon. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes you just have to sit back and think like, this is all I ever wanted. Like, this is good enough. Like with my teaching and stuff, it's very, very new to me that. But God, it took me ages to get into it. But I'm actually starting it now. And again, like I remember thinking like, I'd just love to be able to do that. But it just seemed like too much work and too far away. And now I'm doing it, I already think it's not good enough. And
like do more students and like do more things.
100%. And now I need to just remember when I want everything. Like I wanted a good relationship, which I've got, a good house to myself, which I've got, a business, a salon, and that's easy enough sometimes. Like you're
ticking your boxes. You're getting there. For 26, you're doing well.
I did. You say I would be proud of myself.
What's next for Bridie Browz? Because obviously you do your training. You just said that you wanted to move salon.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
I think that is it really. I don't want to do too much. I've always said that. I've not I've never gone into like lip blush and now I do genuinely just do brows. So I do just see what I've already got now getting better and expanding. Probably more training. Eventually I would love to do a lot more of that. I am bringing out my own eyebrow gel.
Love that.
But I'm not sure what avenue
we're going to go with that.
Yeah. I don't want to become sort of a huge brand. That's just like a really nice extra right now. But also I'm sort of just happy to see where that is. But again, that was another one of them things that I've wanted to do for ages and thought it's just like almost just like I can't be bothered.
It's the admin side of it all that goes with it.
And because I have always worked full time and I've got these regular clients, I can't really work any less because you live by your means, don't you? And as soon as you start earning X amount, you spend X amount. So realistically I need like maybe an extra day off a week to sort of plan future plans. But unfortunately right now I don't really have the resources to just be sacking off full day's wage.
But then it's also like I'm not adding on another day because you need that time away to just like
it's
do
just
what you
trying
need
to find
to do.
that balance, isn't it? But what's next? I would say a much nicer, bigger, more luxurious space, because I do feel like that will just make everything better naturally. It'll make treatments better. I'll be able to film better because I want like better lighting. Teaching will be better because I'll have a bigger space.
It's just a bigger space for you to grow, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that.
Love that. And my final question to you is what legacy do you want Bridie Browz to leave in the industry? It's quite a big question.
That's a huge question. I think I do want it to leave a legacy because I would like it to sort of stay mine forever. Like I would always say like this will be my job forever, but I think
it's like 80 like prawn.
Literally like having little Bridie Browz, like mini Bridie Browz. Like, I want my kids to do the same. No, not really, but what kind of, I think I would just like more about the people within the community and the business. I'd rather people say like they're so nice and like they've done so well and we feel welcome in the salon. I think I'd rather that than, yes, obviously to be amazing at brows and that to be sort of remembered, but more about the people and the clients. We do have like a bit of a community with like the clients and stuff. Like, gosh, we're all so close and each client knows everyone who works there, and I think so nice. That would be a better thing to, almost like Buff Browz have done, to create a community. I'd like sort of that to be.
It makes such a difference when you've got those people that you can like
100%.
Rely on and be like, call in and they want to be part of what you've created, and I think that's such a nice feeling.
100%, and that is probably something I'd really like. But of course, to just be probably the most successful brow place in Sheffield.
She can.
I'm not going for
You're
the
on
world.
your way.
I'll
the world.
Sheffield.
The area.
I'm not taking over the world.
That's it.